Let's see here. Art style Rotozoa. Look at this. The first thing that shows up is the trailer from 7 years ago. What is this? Oh, and look at that. Light tracks? This isn't even the right game. What? You know what? Hold my fruitcake. Let's go.
Boom.
Particular mushroom.
Back in 2008, Nintendo with Skip Limited started a small series of games on Wiiware known as Art Style. The series later expanded to DSiWare in 2009, reaching a total of 12 games. At $6 or less, these puzzle games took simple concepts such as racing lines, matching blocks, and devouring stars, so casual, and applied that Nintendo magic to make most of them compelling titles. However, as bite-sized and IP-less games, if you didn't follow one of the 5 sites that actually reviewed these titles, you may have missed out entirely. And that's not the bad news. While DSiWare can be downloaded and enjoyed by any 3DS owner, the time for Wiiware is running out. March 25th is officially the last day to purchase points on the Wii Shop channel. And January 29th, 2019 is the last day to use those points to buy games, closing the door on some of the most inventive puzzlers Nintendo has ever produced. My personal favorite of the bunch is Art Style Rotozoa, or Art Style Tentacles, in Europe and Japan. Hello everyone, this is Particular Mushroom, and it's time to talk about Lost Treasure. I want to sandwich in the best ingredients of this game, so this video is kinda part review, part secrets, part Pikachu. Wait, Pikachu? That's not right, hold on here. Part Spiritomb, there we go, now that's a Pokemon. Also, this game has no story, but we're spoiling all the unlockables, so you've been warned. Alright, let's see. There you are, that's you! You're a cute little Rotozoan. It says primordial goo, but I don't know. More like a primordial party! Look at you, spinning around like an octopus on a turbo rotisserie. Now, what are those little dots on screen there? Those are Goobugs. That's like the laziest, but also best name possible. How do you do this, Nintendo? Goobugs are simultaneously both your prey and your enemies. Match a Goobug to the right color and grow your tentacle by 1. What's that good for? The goal of each stage is to grow your tentacles to a specified length. Why? 'Cause Nintendo said so. So do it. Hit the wrong color though and your tentacle splits at the point of impact. You can end up shorter than your starting length of 3, which is pretty painful. Of course, we've got lots of items to help us out. 2, to be exact. The heart item restores 1 of our 10 segments of life force, and the cyclone item allows us to charge, and then unleash an ultimate cyclone attack that gobbles up every Goobug without distinction. A well-timed cyclone can net you more than a dozen Goobugs, but avoiding those Goobugs while charging gets more difficult as your tentacles get longer. We've already got a smash attack, Rotozoan for Smash 5. The moveset could be really cool, but this is a circle. Each stage is bound to a plain, boxed area, but you know how much I like boxes. Your tentacle can still extend off screen, but your head, or whatever, is bound to the box. This is a precarious design choice, as Goobugs can hit tentacles without being visible. Thankfully, the game dodges a death blow by providing the ability to see incoming Goobugs off screen. These cute little lights save the game. Art Style Rotozoa starts off quite easy, mostly because 2 tentacles is easy. Oh yeah, the game progressively adds more tentacles to the mix. Now bear with me here. Using the manual, we can confirm that each row is a stage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each column is a level. So what's this stage level combination? Let's just do the tentacle amount hyphen stage. So 3-1. Look, we're Google Chrome. Okay, you gotta switch the blue and the green colors. Hold on a sec. There, now we're Google Chrome. With more colors to manage, the same stages become trickier. More wrong tentacles to hit, mistakes take longer to recover from. I remember the first time I got to Four-Tentacles, it all seemed impossible. And as the Goobugs cluster more and more on the screen, you may be forced to deal with the mob. The mob phenomena only appears in a few stages. It is a nearly impenetrable conglomerate of Goobugs, so much so that your only chance of survival is to skim around the sidings, hoping to pick off a stray here and there. Thankfully, you're a race car to their go-kart, but as a last-ditch effort, they may throw some nitro in there and barrel off the screen. You're constantly dealing with this in the... Where did you come from? One benefit of the mob is, if you can manage to get a cyclone off, well then, you're pretty set. Once we clear every stage on every level, the credit sequence plays, and now we can check out and... What? Why is it orange? That's right! 5 tentacles from the skips at Skip Ltd. This is when the real challenge starts. We need 35 Goobugs at minimum to clear the level. The tentacles are so close they start overlapping, and the game really tests your patience as you scavenge for that one color that does not want to show up. Where's my red? There are no reds here. Where are the reds? Oh, there's one. Go get it, get it. I can't get it. Oh wait, there's another one. Another red. Yes, red. I just need one more red. Oh, there it is. Give me. No, you stupid Goobug. Give me the red. Thank you. This game likes throwing curveballs. Why does it say stages, plural? Let's go to the menu real quick and... 7 stages. Okay, I can get behind this. In a fitting hurrah, the game pops open 2 more stages and asks you to play through them with each tentacle level. The required length also bumps up by 5, adding a surprising amount of difficulty, even for 2 tentacles. I can't help but wish the length was bumped up in earlier stages, or even a stage requiring a length of 30. That would be crazy, but also exciting. Despite this missed opportunity, Stage 6 proves to be the accumulation of fun for the entire game. There's only 2 enemy AI here. Zoom across the screen in parallel and conga line of impending doom. They're both predictable patterns, so any mistake is your fault. But once they start gathering into swarms, clearing the level involves this strange mesh of flurried and calculated movement. All the while, your tentacles are getting longer than they ever have. Scuffling around for combos makes this one of the most engaging stages in the game, whether 2 tentacles or 5. Stage 7, you say? Stage 7 is terrifying. If Stage 6 is day, Stage 7 is pitch black night. The first time I managed to beat 5-7, it took me nearly 18 minutes, which by contrast most stages take less than 3. The struggle comes down to these, squid-like Goobugs. They seem like normal enemies until... yeah, they flee from their same color. This doesn't sound too bad, and you can enjoy this stage, especially 2 tentacles. Everything's doable with 2 tentacles. But let me show you something. Do you want to know how many times this will happen to you? 5 million. It's not so much they swim away, but if you give them a single sliver of space, they'll turn around and boop! There goes your entire tentacle. And on 5-7, with that tiny space between colors, one tentacle usually means another, and another, and you're dead. If that wasn't enough, a cluster of just 2 squids is nearly unbreakable unless they somehow manage to be the 2 adjacent colors. On top of that, 3 other Goobugs call Stage 7 home, adding another railroad car to the pain train. And if you somehow manage to clear all of these stages, don't let the credits fool you. We're not done yet. Gee, I wonder what the third criteria will be. Completing no damage and no cyclone individually earns you nothing. Nothing at all. I can only imagine that they did this as a hint that, hey, what happens if you complete both at the same time? And all complete you must if you want to unlock everything. Really though, all this requires is mastery of controls and learning the strategy for each stage instead of relying on the cyclone. That is, except for Stage 7. I should have kept track of my deaths and such, but know that all completing 4-7 and 5-7 took longer than beating the entire rest of the game. It's quite painful. I do not recommend this. With the pressure of not taking a single hit for 60 plus Goobugs, the random nature of Goobugs crawling onto the screen, and the doubt slowly trawling across your mind, saying, "You're not good enough," you may just break. But putting that much time and frustration into this stage, and then conquering it, is explosively gratifying. It's not worth though. Upon all completing every stage on every level, you have unlocked 8 themes for Snake Mode and a final credit sequence. It is a primordial party! Now for something a little less stressful. Endless Mode! After beating a stage with the Tentacle level for the first time, you unlock that level of Endless Mode. Face waves of Goobugs while vying for the high score. Stringing combos together finally means something beyond great, excellent, amazing, unbelievable. Every time you consume a Goobug, you earn points based on the length of your tentacle. In a combo, that number is multiplied by up to 5. In effort to get the longest tentacle possible, you can also grab compressors. There are 3 tiers. A single compresses 5, a double 10, and a quad 20. They appear on screen randomly, but a higher tier will only appear if you have the length to grab it. So more often than not, the single compressors are actually bad, and you want to avoid them. Once you inevitably fail and watch your score rack up, you'll unlock Snake Mode. Snake Mode plays out exactly like Endless, except now you only have 1 tentacle, and the transparent side deletes anything it touches. It's a neat idea that Nintendo had no obligation to include— oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh, now you show up! This is also where you get to use the unlocked themes. Yeah, all your hard work and lost hair nets you themes for Snake. Not quite worth, but my biggest complaint is you can't use the themes in Endless, as I vastly prefer Endless to Snake. At least the Endless theme is pretty good. Speaking of Endless, how endless is it? Each wave in Endless appears to be different. So are there new and unique waves to infinity? Well, unless we hack the code, there's no way to tell for sure, but I imagine there's some value to getting as far as possible. Now, what's the problem? Well, the main issue is the tentacles keep growing, and most waves require 15 Goobugs to be eaten before moving on. We can get far with smart compression, but it seems eventually the tentacles get too long to manage, and the Goobugs overwhelm us. Or will they? The only way to shorten tentacles is to take damage. We can take one hit to our life force to break a compressor, and another to cut off the arm entirely. This depletes our life force by 20% for each tentacle, but if we can stay alive, heart items randomly fly into view. I have no idea if something spawns them, but I've had hearts fly in one after another, or dry spells lasting for several minutes. So how many tentacles should we go with? With 5 tentacles we can store the most length, but clearing out all 5 tentacles will deplete our entire life force. Plus, more tentacles substantially increases the difficulty. Less tentacles is better then, and so it seems Snake is the best choice. However, hitting Goobugs on the translucent side becomes nearly intolerable at later waves. Remember 5-7? This is why I prefer Endless to Snake. So 2 Tentacle Endless is the choice I went for, and we got some results. First off, we've got this thing flying in on wave 14. It appears to be an Easter egg of some kind, but I have no idea what that symbol is. It also seems to fly in randomly, not tied to wave 14 in particular. Then, reaching wave 17, I was shocked to find this guy. Who is this? Is this a brand new enemy? Yeah, there are a few Goobugs exclusive to Endless, but this? Appearing for the first time on wave 17? I can't even get to wave 17 without cutting off my tentacles. Speaking of which, I almost died trying to do that. Fortunately, heart items tend to fly in every minute or so. Once we hit wave 26, the mob becomes an unfortunate reality. But again, with 2 tentacles, everything is manageable. A few close calls, but we're still going. That's a brand new enemy on wave 30. What? I've never seen this Goobug before. Wave 30? It's gotta be somewhere else, some level, some stage. Okay. It shows up in the 3rd credits sequence. Like we are paying attention at all after all completing stage 7. What's that supposed to be, a teaser? Like, hey, you haven't found this Goobug yet, where could it be hiding? That's cute, Nintendo, but all of 5 people have gotten to wave 30. Well, let me know, have you guys gotten to wave 30? It's not even a difficult enemy. Nintendo was like, let's put a new enemy on wave 30! And then there's wave 41. By wave 41, we've been alive too long, apparently. And so from here on out, send 30 random Goobugs onto the screen at the same time. It's Mob 2.0! I survived 12 waves of this chaos until I finally bit the dust. Nothing cool at wave 50, and I can't imagine they expect anyone to get to wave 100. Ahem. Do not try and get to wave 100. Hey you. Little Jimmy? Alex? Martha, don't even think about it. Even if there's something, it's not worth it. So I want to wrap things up here, but there's one important aspect of this game I haven't even mentioned. The music. The music, and even the sound effects too, composed of synth, shouts, a myriad of bright and bouncy percussion, and the occasional windward instrument or chiptune. It captures the primal feel with minimalistic melodies and a heavy reliance on percussion. It fits the game pretty well, I think. But here's the thing. Listening to this music, you wouldn't expect it to captivate your interest or motivate you to keep playing. However, at least for me, it totally does. And to try and explain this, let's spin. While spinning, a unique drum beat overlays every single track in the game. Capture about 10 Goobugs without taking damage, and another instrument chimes in. That extra instrument scatters if we take damage. You sense the weight of your loss. The Goobugs, by the way, make no sound unless you hit them. The sound design focuses on the player, the Rotozoan. With the music rising and falling with my actions, I'm way more invested in this soundtrack than I should be. Also, every single level stage combination has its own music. No track has time to overstay its welcome, and courses we tend to spend the most time on, have the best music in the game. They even gave the Endless Mode music several different flavors that rotate between waves, keeping the track fresh throughout the droves of enemies. Art style Rotozoa is not a game for everyone, and I wouldn't even recommend it to most people. It's a very particular game, and well, that's why I enjoy it. It takes that color matching trope that's used so much and infuses it with primordial goo and tentacle physics. The movement is fluid and satisfying. Goobugs are adorable, except squids, dumb squids. The skill curve is exceptional. There's an endless mode. The game has chill, but also knows how to enrage you to the point of breaking. All this wrapped up in a sound design that sustains your engagement and echoes your state of adrenaline. With the doors closing on art-style Rotozoa for the unforeseen future, there's no doubt in my mind that this game is lost treasure.